In this video, what I'm going to do is explain the difference between physical properties and chemical properties. And so a physical property can be observed or measured without affecting the identity of a substance. So you're not changing the identity of the substance when you're observing it. A chemical property, when you're looking at chemical properties, those describe the ability of a substance to change into a new substance. So while in chemical properties, you're not actually going to be changing for physical properties, while you're not actually changing the identity of the substance, you are going to be changing the substance, and in fact you're studying how or if it can change in a chemical property. Okay? So the first one, the boiling point of ethyl alcohol. If I'm boiling ethyl alcohol, what I'm doing is I'm taking ethyl alcohol and I'm causing it to go from the liquid state to the gas state. Now, while I'm changing the state of matter, I'm not going to be changing the identity of ethyl alcohol. It's still going to be ethyl alcohol. So if I'm studying the boiling point, I'm studying a physical property. And this is because I'm not changing the identity of the substance in order to observe this, in order to observe the boiling point. Okay? For the temperature at which dry ice sublimes, this process of sublimation we're going to study. You're going from a solid to a gas. Dry ice does this. If you notice, however, dry ice is CO2, so it's going from the solid state of CO2 to the gaseous state of CO2. It's still CO2, so we're not changing the identity of the substance. Therefore, again, it's going to be a physical property. The flammability of ethyl alcohol. In this case, I'm actually studying the ability of ethyl alcohol to change into a new substance. It's going to be reacting, and therefore I'm studying its ability to turn into something new, which is a reaction we will look at later on in this year. So this is a chemical property, its ability to change into something new. The smell of perfume. By smelling perfume, I'm not changing the identity of the substance, and therefore this is going to be a physical property. The tendency of silver to tarnish. Now, this process of tarnishing is very similar to that of iron rusting. Slight differences. With silver tarnishing, it's reacting with oxygen. It also has to have hydrogen sulfide present, so not exactly the same as iron, like the example that we had in class, but I am still changing the identity of the silver. It's no longer going to be silver. Interestingly, the silver doesn't, when it tarnishes, it just does the top layer, unlike when iron rusts, it goes all the way through. Just a fun fact. So since I am changing the identity of the substance, it's changing into a new substance, this is going to be a chemical property. The color of gold. If I'm observing the color of gold, I'm not changing or affecting the identity of the substance, and therefore this is going to be a physical property. And that's it.